10 tips on how to deal with outrage during a critical situation. Hi, everyone. I guess and I bet that all of us have been experiencing this at least once in our lifetime where we really felt that we were about to lose control or that we indeed lost that control and that we suddenly start outraging against everything and everyone who was there in that moment, or even when we were alone, is also very possible. However, today I want to share with you about how you can deal with it when you are in a critical situation with your partner. So, I will describe this situation very first. So, we are in the situation where she's putting a ton of pressure on you, a huge ton of pressure. It doesn't matter if she's blaming you, if it's actually the reason why doesn't really matter that much. Because even if it's something that you did wrong or something that you didn't do, and in her eyes it's probably wrong, or even if it's at work, it actually doesn't matter. The mechanism that you're using is exactly the same. And that's why it just an idea of she's putting a ton of pressure on you. It doesn't matter if you cheated on her, it doesn't matter if you lied to her, it doesn't matter that you didn't call her when she wanted it doesn't matter because she didn't clean the house when you had to. It actually doesn't matter why. The only thing that matters is that she is putting a ton of pressure on you. And on that, we can all relate very easily. We all have felt at some point that amount of emotional pressure that is put on us because we feel attacked by her and she's just throwing and throwing, and we feel that pressure and it starts building up, especially a lot in the chest. And when it starts building up in the chest, it goes into your throat, and then when you reach that throat level, then you're about to explode. And some of us don't and swallow and keep holding, but it becomes a suffer, right? You're even if you don't outrage or you don't explode, it's a suffer. You're suffering silently and you feel maybe humiliated, you feel pushed down, you feel attacked, and nothing that you can do because you want to avoid this outrage. Because you're aware that if you do indeed outrage, you will damage and break everything on an emotional level or even on a physical level, if this is the case, which is even more dangerous. So, let's say outraging is not an option. It's not the option. But we still have this pressure inside, and we cannot just be there silently and just being beat up like how we used to compare that is like, oh, I feel beat up, even if it's just by words, but you feel emotionally or energetically being beat up by something that is hurting you, that is thrown at you. So that's the type of pressure I'm describing so that you can have an idea on how it looks like. So you will learn how to deal with the inner pressure when somebody is attacking you or blaming you. And sometimes there are occasions where somebody is not necessarily attacking you, it's just sharing something that you feel like a discomfort and you feel the pressure building up. It can be just because you're in a bad moment and she is just coming and sharing something about her work, about something that pissed her off, and she's just angry and sharing it with you, and you were so calm and so zen, and then suddenly you feel that pressure coming on you. So it's again the same mechanism. You see, in different situations we can use the same mechanism. So the first thing to do is understanding what is happening and just bringing awareness to it. That is it. That's the first thing you want to do. Okay, what is happening here? Is she attacking me because I heard her? Is she just blaming someone outside and that's where the pressure is coming from? So, knowing what is happening, what is the real thing that is happening in that exact moment? And it's not about going into the story, it's just A simple, gentle understanding. Oh, wait, she's hurt because of this or this or this. Or she's angry because this of this of this. Just a quick overview and start bringing awareness to it. By understanding, you already automatically bringing a certain degree and a certain level of awareness. Once you have that, second one is do not forget to breathe and relax. So at very first, what we tend to do is we feel something coming and we're like, oh, trying to identify what is it? Oh, it's this. Okay. And then bam, we have this pressure and we're already like, whoa, 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 it's being too much. And we forget to breathe and relax. So once you really have identified what it is, which is important, start breathing and relax. So you really breathe deeply in and relax when you breathe out. It sounds so simple, but it's something that people forget. So when you're feeling that pressure, you just try to relax. And doesn't matter if she's attacking you, you just try to relax. Because if you do not relax, you're not helping her and you're not helping yourself. And that's the foundation of it, being able to relax in critical situation. Just stay calm. That's the key. That is the very masculine. Being relaxed and holding space. I've shared a lot about holding space. Now I'm approaching it differently by sharing tips. But actually, all those tips are having the same approach of holding space, which I have talked a lot about in other episodes. So just remember, don't forget to relax and breathe. So for the third one, pay attention if you are creating your own story about it. And what do I mean with this is, okay, you can relax. Let's say you're relaxed and you're calm and you're understanding what is happening and you're bringing awareness to it and you're listening to what she's saying. But of course, there will be a story that she's sharing. So, is that triggering inside of you another story that you're creating? Imagine, oh, she's attacking me. What the fuck? Why is she doing this? Oh, this is not fair. I was here just so calm, so nice, and now suddenly she's attacking me just because she's pissed off with her job or her boss, or oh, she's blaming me because I didn't clean the house, but she's not aware that I actually didn't have time, or whatever. It doesn't matter. There you're building a whole story. And it's not about building your story, even though you feel that this might be unfair for you. It's not about that right now. Now you're in a critical situation. It's about knowing how to hold space. So, yeah, it might be unfair. Yes, it might be not justified, but it doesn't matter. Just don't build any story around it. Just wait. Be patient. Stay calm and breathe. Usually, when someone is in this state, I like to call it like really high in an emotional activity and their mind is just out of control and they're just going all directions. What you don't want is to be dragged there, right? And to enter in that by building your own story, because if she has her story about you didn't clean or you did something and you have your own story, then here is the fourth one. Do not argue, do not enter in the you are wrong, I am right. And that's the thing. If you start building your story, you will break this fourth tip, which is do not argue because you want to be right. You want to defend your story. You say, no, I didn't clean because of this. I did this because of that. Oh, you were angry at your boss, but why are you coming towards me? And this is not fair. And so, and so, and so, and so. So you're not helping here. You're not holding space. If you enter in your story and you build up your own story, you're not holding space. You're losing your center. So if you avoid building your story, there's no point to argue. You have nothing to argue about. It's only when we build up a story, which is my story versus your story, my version, versus your version, my point of view versus yours. So you're already in a confrontation. So you don't want to build just any story. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that she's there, she's in pain, she's suffering. She's suffering the fact that she lost her center. That is what matters. And you don't want to lose your center. You don't want to be dragged there. There's no point. Why would you start suffering now just because she isn't there in that state? So here's the fifth one. Try to feel her pain without losing yourself into it. That is it. So you try to feel her pain so that you can really understand even deeper what is happening. And she will feel, if you're capable to feel her pain, is actually empathy. But you're not losing yourself into it. So imagine that she's really in pain, she's crying and she's blaming at you, and she's, wow, a huge amount of this distorted energy that is going everywhere. If you feel her pain and you get lost into it, you're gonna have a hell of a journey. It's gonna be a roller coaster for you. So you're losing your center in consequence. But if you're capable to feel her pain by holding it, and it's like, wow, okay, I do feel her pain, then you're capable of doing the next one. Say sorry if it's needed. But you do it, and pay attention to this one. You only do it during a dip. It might be helpful when she's really high in intensity and she's like, whoa, and this and that, this and this and that. And then suddenly you say, I'm sorry. And then suddenly she calms down. But it's not always working. And it's not always landing. So, of course, on this point, I say it depends on your girl. Who is she? How does she react during those situations? Here it depends who is in front of you. For some girls, it helps. And then because then she stops directly and then she's like, it's the only thing I wanted is that you say to me, sorry. That's the only thing that matters. All the rest I don't care. And then boom, it's great. And sometimes it doesn't. She might reply to you, oh, now you're saying sorry. Now you're saying sorry. I don't care about you sorry. I care about sharing my pain. That's basically what she cares about. Sharing whatever I have inside of me. I'm in pain right now. I don't care about you, sir. I just want to express. So you see, that's the trick. It depends on who is in front of you. And usually it also depends maybe on the situation. Well, saying sorry when she's angry at her boss, I don't think it will help. So of course, look if it's needed. It's only when it's needed. You could also say, I'm sorry for what they did to you. See, I haven't done it to you. You're angry, but I can say, I'm really sorry for what you feel right now. I'm sorry that your boss is such a pain in the ass for you, or whatever. But saying sorry is so helpful and so calming. However, I do suggest to wait, to give space to this expression and craziness, and the pain and the suffering and the blaming and the judgment. And then whenever there will be a dip, because there will be always a dip, we cannot sustain too long that energy, that high energy and that high expression. We will calm down at some point. And when it calms down, it's then when you say sorry. Then it lands really well because when you're calm, it also works on you. When you're calm and somebody says sorry, then you feel like, wow, I do feel you sorry. And you can explain why. No, you say like, I'm so sorry that you feel sad and that you feel that it's unfair how your boss is treating you. And then wow, it lands. It really lands very well. I enjoy it when somebody nails this sorry to me when I'm emotional for some reason. It feels so nourishing, and that's a really nice feeling to share. So once you're there, what can you do else? Breathe and relax until you feel really calm. Because, it's not because you breathe once and you relax once that you cannot start going back there in this mind, energetical, emotional state. So Yeah, again, it's another one. Breathe, relax until you feel calm. So, this is something, of course, why I'm sharing it again, because it's something that you continuously do. You don't stop doing it. But sometimes we forget, and I've noticed it. And then when I feel the pressure building up again, I'm like, oh, wait, calm, breathe, and relax until you feel calm. And I do have to say that sometimes when you're really hurt, when somebody's really attacking you strongly, and it's somebody you really love, it will be a challenge to relax and breathe. Well, you know what? The only thing I can say that I personally do, if it's something that really hurts me, I mean, they're destroying me, they're killing me, I just spend my time breathing and relaxing. That's the only thing I actually do. And when I'm there, I'm not building any story. And I'm still present, but I'm also very present with myself. So, yes, it might be when it's too painful that you lose a bit of presence for the other and that you're not so much holding space for her, but you're trying to hold space for yourself. And this is the thing, holding space for someone starts first by holding space for yourself. If you're not capable of holding space for yourself, you will not be able to hold space for anyone. So that's why breathing and relaxing is so key. And just repeat it 100 times if it's needed. At some point, you will be able to relax and feel calm. So for the next one, once you have this really like, yeah, I am actually very calm, I'm relaxed. Sometimes I feel that it's going back up, but I go back down and I'm relaxing again and it's all fine and good. Empathize with her. Start feeling empathy. And it's not just about feeling empathy, it's also about empathizing with her. So before, I said about paying attention to the story, do not argue, try to feel her pain without losing yourself into it, which is also using empathy. That's how you can feel the pain of her. But empathizing, what I mean with this is at some point, I would suggest you during the dip when there is, you already said sorry, there is a deal, she's already calming down, you're calm, and then you can start empathizing by sort of repeating what you understood from her sharing or from her pain. I understand that this and what happened here with him or with me or with that made you feel like this and made you react like this and made you understand or believe that this the case and that this has happened to you because of this. You see, I'm not sharing the content, I'm just explaining how you go. You just empathize by sort of mirroring a little bit so that she actually can mirror a little bit and see this in you and see like, oh wow, he's really understanding and he's also understanding my feelings and he's expressing them. And if there is something that you misunderstood, so don't fear being wrong, because if there's something that you misunderstood and you're wrong on your understanding of the situation, she will correct you. She will say, no, that's not the reason of this. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up for me. Thank you very much for helping me to understand you and helping me to be more empathic with you. So you see, you don't take it personally just because she's correcting you, because it's about her pain, right? It's about her situation, even if the situation is critical and you might be also suffering a little bit. Yeah, where did it start? She came towards you and she started blaming and attacking or whatever. So we're trying to hold space for ourselves, but also for her. Remember that. This is an act of love. You're trying to help someone. And don't forget that. You're trying to help someone. So usually when we reach that point where we empathize and it's sort of welcomed and usually she's calm. At that point, she's already calm. You already said sorry. You're calm. You're empathizing with her. She feels understood. She feels listened to. And don't forget, listen. She has to feel listened. That's why only during the dip, allow her to express herself and do not interrupt. I might have forget this. This one should have been a tip actually. Do not interrupt her. But I guess it enters in the fourth one, which is do not argue. It's sort of the same. If you don't argue, you're not interrupting anyone. So allow her to express herself. Just keep that in mind as well, please. I forgot to put that one there. But I just like the number 10. So if not, it would have been 11 tips. But yeah, for some reason, I just wanted to nail it on 10. So now it's time to speak out your truth if necessary. If you have a truth, if you felt attacked and it's not fair to you, once she's calmed down, once she has her space, once she's feeling that you understand her and she's feeling listened to and you have empathy for her and she has felt that, it's time for you to speak out your truth. You're not denying yourself. Don't forget that. This is not about being a slave. This is not about pleasing her. This is about being a man. This is about being the masculine. You are a man. So man also speaks how it is true and knows how to speak how it is true. And he speaks in a very calm way, but very sharp at the same time, and with a lot of presence. So speak out your true on a calm way. You're not attacking her. You don't have to be like her. You don't have to outrage. You don't have to be emotional. Unless it's really painful for you and you do want to give space to tears and a certain emotional sharing. Of course, that's possible, but always in a really aware space. So if there's something that hurt you, just start sharing it. Like, hey, I do understand this. So you already empathized on the eighth step. You start sharing about you. I feel I'm being attacked, and I understand why you're doing it, but I do feel attacked, and it's hurting me quite a lot. And my intentions uh, by not doing this or not reaching your expectations were those ones. And you explain your intentions. That is so key. Speak out your truth also by speaking out about your intentions if you hurt her. And if it's someone else, you can speak out your opinion maybe. If it's necessary, pay attention to that. You don't want to create a new drama. So if she has a conflict with her boss and yeah, you reach this point where you want to say like, hey, actually you're not completely right. You're being selfish. Pay attention if it's the moment. Maybe it's not the moment. And you might initiate again the drama because she will feel that you're not understanding her and that you're on the side of her boss and not with her. So this is a really tricky one. I wouldn't say dangerous, but it's a tricky one. You want to really pay attention if it's the moment to give feedback, which is different than speaking out your truth, right? Even though feedback might be your opinion, but your real truth is always your feeling, sorry. An opinion, it's still your truth, but yeah, is it the moment? Is it necessary? Is it helpful right now? And it might be, or you can just leave it there for later and you can just come back to that and you just later on when she's really calm, when she's that mood where she's really welcoming feedback, then you can ask her, hey, can I give you feedback on what you shared last time? I just want to help you. Those are my intentions. You see, you're repeating again your intentions, and then you just share. So pay attention there. Is it necessary to speak out and to give your feedback? But speaking out your truth is necessary. Usually, it's just about how you experienced it. Like you can just say as well, like, hey, if there's nothing to do with you, like, hey, I totally understand what you're being through. However, I do want to say that it was a little bit of a lot of pressure for me that you came out this way because you also want to heal her, that she's not constantly doing this and that it becomes a pattern. Like, hey, this is my punching ball. This is my space where I can reach out and just throw all the shit to him. Like, no, you're also sort of educating her to like, yeah, I mean, now I'm speaking on my truth and I'm saying like, I I understand everything. However, I do want to say that this is also painful to me, the way how you reach out to me. And I will always be there for you. I will always, you ensure her that you will always be there for her. I will always be there. And I can stand this. If it's really necessary, I can hold space for you. You can speak out and throw it at me, whatever you want. I will always be there. However, I do appreciate the fact that you can also take me into consideration. And this might not be the best way to come because I feel a lot of pressure and it's difficult for me. And if you're attacking me because I heard you, it's also difficult for me. So I prefer you to be a little bit more calm if it's possible. And if it's not possible, it's okay because I can do it. I can handle it. It's just that you make it easier for me if you can also check in with yourself and paying attention that you're not just throwing everything blindly outside, and especially to me, because yeah, I still feel that I'm your partner. I still feel that we are together in this, and I will always will be there for you, but I also would love you to be there for me. So you see, this lands really well, and you're standing for yourself. You're not becoming a slave, and you're speaking your truth. Whatever is there, you just speak it and share it. And of course, once you reach there, what is the time? What is the last one? It's the last step. And this one is a really nice one. Just get closer to each other. It's done, okay? This drama is over. This outrage, the critical situation is ending. And it's always so nourishing when, at that moment, when it feels good, of course, when it's calm, and when she's also calm, of course, if she still has things to express, well, then let her express it more. You wait a little bit, okay? Because sometimes, I guess you already experienced this. If you're expressing something and somebody comes and hug you straight away, you're like, what? Hey, I'm expressing something. Are you trying to cut me? And usually, yes. The person sometimes try to say, or they say sorry very quickly because they want actually you to end your drama scenario. Or they get closer to you because they actually want you to end that drama scenario. So then we go back to intentions. What are your intentions? Why are you coming closer to me? Because you want me to shut up. Because you cannot handle this. You cannot hold space for this. So that's why you're coming to me. Or that's the reason why you're saying sorry. When you say sorry, so the sixth one, and when you go closer to her, it's because you really feel it. Don't do it in order to try to make her stop. So you don't interrupt expression. So only when everything is expressed and when you feel that it's the moment, or almost everything is expressed, you can get closer. And here another one. This is the bonus one. Whenever you reach that point that you get closer to her, you hug her, still allow expression. So you don't cut. It's not the end. It's just we're coming closer to each other. I'm here with you. I love you. You're sharing love. And you still allow her. You can just lay down on the couch and let her put her head on your chest while you're hugging her and still allow her to talk, to share, to have a conversation about it. You can, you know which question you can make there? This is another bonus I gave you. It's a really good one. Whenever everything is calm and you are got closer to each other and you're hugging, you're in this hugging mode on the couch, then it's the moment to ask, how do you feel now? Make her bring awareness to herself on how she feels. This is so amazingly magical because you know what's going to happen there. If she feels calm and she feels like, wow, I do feel much better now, she will associate that to you. She will say, this is my man. This is the fucking masculine. I want to see my man. A man that can stand this, that can hold space for this, that can hold his center. And after, it ends up in a hug, making me feel great. I'm a princess. I'm a queen. This is what you want to give to her. This is an act of love. How do you feel? You bring awareness to her. She will ask and check in with herself. I feel good. Or I feel sad. Could be as well. It doesn't matter, but she will feel safe. So you're nourishing her with awakening different types of feeling and emotions that she will associate towards you. So what this will do, it's not that she will see you as a hero. This is not about. If you're doing it for her to see you as a hero, you're going the wrong direction. Sorry. Don't do that. Check your intentions. You're doing out of love. You want her to feel safe and good. That's why you're doing it. It's all about love. That's where it ends. Going back to a state of love. It's not only you pleasing her, it's guiding someone that is in a journey of pain and drama to guide her into a state of love again, because you're capable of holding space for that and being centered. So, this is the first time I've done a podcast over 30 minutes. I've never done it before. I do hope that you enjoy this. I enjoy it a lot. I also hope that you noticed that the sound might have changed. Hopefully, it did. I don't know, but hopefully, it did because I invested a little bit of money in a bit better equipment. I'm trying to improve it. Hopefully, you can notice that. And please give me your support. I enjoy doing this. And I also enjoy the outcome and the impact that I can create. So if you really want to support me on this, please share this as much as you can. I think the best way to support me is that this reach very far, as far as possible. And of course, you can do this by sharing, by following, liking, and whatever is possible. So thank you very much for listening. And I do hope this one you really enjoyed it and this one is really helpful for you.